From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 7, streaming now.
Thanks for joining us on the news at 7. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. Tonight, Governor Eric Holcomb is under quarantine after possible COVID-19 exposure.
His office announced tonight several members of Holcomb's security detail have recently tested positive. The statement says Holcomb and his wife will be tested for COVID later this week. The State Department of Health will also perform contact tracing for the governor, first lady, and security detail. Tomorrow's weekly COVID briefing will be led by the state's top health officials. Governor Holcomb will join by phone.
COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations continue to rise across the country with no signs of slowing down. According to the COVID Tracking Project, 1 million Americans were diagnosed with COVID-19 last week. That's 100 Americans every minute. According to the White House Coronavirus Task Force weekly briefing obtained by ABC News, Indiana's daily cases are doubling every 16 days, and daily deaths are 4 times higher than they were in September.
In Columbus and Bartholomew County, hospitalizations from COVID-19 have nearly tripled in the past 2 weeks. The dedicated COVID unit at Columbus Regional Health is at capacity right now. They are looking for ways to expand it with more beds and resources. But perhaps the biggest need is staffing. The hospital says healthcare workers are exhausted and they don't have enough staff to keep up. They are frustrated when people don't take this virus seriously.
You can't see these patients struggling. You can't see these staff struggling because it's happening behind very closed doors to keep everyone safe. And, I know we saw a lot of those images circulating in the spring of the New York hospitals and all that. I mean, we are seeing some of that. Our people are tired. They are worn down, but they are soldiers because they're so passionate about what they do, and they continue to do it day after day.
Like many other hospitals, Columbus Regional is now prioritizing surgical procedures to maintain enough beds. They are evaluating procedures that require an overnight stay and asking people to hold off until hospitalizations calm down. Pfizer
is getting ready to file for emergency use authorization for its COVID-19 vaccine. Last week, Pfizer announced its vaccine appeared to be more than 90% effective based on early data, but it didn't have enough research to seek emergency use authorization from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The federal agency said it wanted at least 2 months of safety data on at least half of the trial's volunteers. Now the company says the vaccine trial has reached its safety milestone.
Checking in now with Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory. Kevin, you can definitely feel the chill outside today.
This map right here tells you how much colder it is than 24 hours ago, Amanda. Anywhere from 15 to almost 20 degrees colder from Indy to the northwest. You get the idea. That northwest wind took a bite out of the temperature today. The wind is starting to calm down, but the temperature is dropping as well. Just above the freezing mark in much of central Indiana, 34, as you can see in Indy and Peru, 35 in Lafayette and Muncie, but colder to the south where the wind has gone calm. Calm wind, clear sky, cold temperatures. That's the way it'll add up. There's your lighter wind to the south, calming down to the north. It will be back, though. It's a big part of the forecast here in the next 48 hours. Temperatures as cold as 23 in Logansport in the morning, mid-20s, Marion, Frankfort at 26. Here's central Indiana, low temperatures. And to the south, it's a frosty start just about everywhere. We'll talk about warm low temperatures for the weekend around 50 degrees. But what other changes will the warm-up bring? We'll talk about that shortly.
An Indianapolis firefighter is recovering in the hospital tonight after getting seriously hurt while fighting a fire in Beech Grove. Crews were called around 6 a.m. to a small apartment building at South 4th Avenue and Alton Street. One firefighter fell from the roof of a porch to the ground. That firefighter is still in the hospital. Another firefighter was treated for minor scrapes at the scene and released. The fire department says all 8 residents made it out of the apartment safely. The cause of the fire is still under investigation tonight. One of the cities being hit hardest in the state with COVID-19 cases continues to struggle to get people to wear their masks and follow CDC guidelines. WRTV's Troy Washington talks with leaders in Connorsville and the people who live there to see what it'll take to get their town out of the red when it comes to the number of cases.
You can go to our Walmart and no one's wearing masks, or, it's like, and I wear it because I feel like other people matter, and I wear it to protect other people.
Jema Sullivan follows Governor Holcomb's mask mandate. The problem is, she says, so many people in her hometown are choosing not to mask up. Even though Connorsville is in one of the red counties with an overwhelming number of COVID-19 cases popping up every day.
Our numbers did go down. Our positivity rate went from 25 to 12.5%, according to Dr. White. I haven't seen the actual numbers yet. And instead of being first in the state for being bad, we're now 29th. Still not good, but we're making progress in the right direction.
Mayor Chad Frank says he's focusing his energy on educating those who live here.
We are constantly asking people, please wear your mask, follow all the CDC guidelines, not just mask wearing.
He admits this summer he released a statement that might have led people to believe the state mandate was a choice. Today he's clearing that up.
I was not trying to say, which I think got misinterpreted, don't wear your mask.
He says he was only saying Connorsville is a small town with limited resources to try to figure out how to enforce such a mandate.
It's beyond a choice because it's a governor-ordered mandate.
WRTV bumped into Russell Cate. He owns this business. He says he'd prefer customers to wear a mask, but he doesn't require it before shopping.
I don't make them wear it, but I tell them if they want to wear it, they can. So just to be on the safe side.
While other places make it mandatory, Sullivan says she doesn't think her town will really start to cut down on cases until everyone realizes what's on the line.
They're just going on about their business, and they don't, until it affects them, I think personally, they don't like consider it any big deal. I personally know people that have lost people to COVID in our town, and it's sad that, it could have been prevented, just by wearing a mask.
Working for you in Connorsville, Troy Washington, WRTV.
The mayor says he has been talking to the Superior Court judge to figure out how to enforce the mandate.
The push is on to get people who have recovered from COVID-19 to donate their plasma. Right now, there is a shortage, and as our Alyssa Donovan explains, plasma from those who have had the virus can be used to help those still fighting it.
Last week, Versity Blood Center distributed 5 times more plasma to Indiana hospitals than they had in previous weeks, 300 units. And now their stock is running low, just as more patients are hospitalized that could benefit from a plasma treatment. Right now, Versity needs people who have recovered from COVID-19 to come forward and donate their plasma in order to help others suffering from the virus.
When we transfuse this plasma from a recovered individual to someone who's in the hospital clinically ill, it's called passive antibody treatment. And these antibodies help fight the infection.
Dr. Dan Waxman with Versity Blood Center says anywhere you donate blood, your donation is tested for antibodies. The American Red Cross has been able to send donors over to Versity to donate plasma.
When people get their results back, they can actually use those results, answer a questionnaire if they had the antibody, and they would become a candidate for convalescent plasma.
John Mead, who regularly donates blood, was shocked to learn he had COVID-19.
I was pretty surprised when it came back positive.
Mead had minimal symptoms of the virus back in April.
I just thought, okay, I've got a bad onset of allergies, and that's why I can't smell anything, can't taste anything.
He decided to donate plasma to help people who are fighting the virus. He's donated every week for 3 months.
Each time a person donates, 3 to 4 patients can be treated.
But the need for plasma is increasing, just as the stock is running low.
This morning in our freezer, we had just over 100 units of plasma in our freezer. Those 100 units could be used within a couple of days.
As more physicians are using the convalescent plasma treatment and more people are getting hospitalized, Dr. Waxman is worried that soon they won't be able to provide this life-saving treatment to those who need it.
It's something that we can only get from people who've had the infection. We can't create this in a laboratory. We can't get it in from a pharmaceutical company.
Which is why he's encouraging anyone who's recovered from the virus to donate. I'm Alyssa Donovan, WRTV.
To learn more about donating plasma or to schedule an appointment, you can visit our website, WRTV.com, and click on this story.
Still ahead here on the news at 7, nurses are helping seniors look their best while dealing with the pandemic. How they're putting special styling skills to use.
But first, reducing the need for pain medication following surgery. A doctor is working to do his part to tackle a widespread problem in Indiana.
As the COVID-19 pandemic continues, Indiana and the rest of the country are still dealing with another problem that's led to thousands of overdose deaths. WRTV's Kelsey Anderson has the story of how one doctor is fighting the problem of opioid addiction.
My bicep, I had surgery on here, and then my labrum, he also replaced, which is here on the backside more.
Zach Martin had shoulder surgery about 4 weeks ago.
Most good.
Feeling amazing, honestly.
Pain's better.
Yeah. Pain's never been there.
He tells me he visited Dr. Brian Badman after having constant discomfort in his arm. And to his surprise, there wasn't much pain post-surgery.
My recovery has been awesome ever since. I've never had any real pain.
Saying he only needed to take pain medication for 1 day, and even then, it was just as a precaution.
I would never say there was any real pain to this.
Dr. Badman tells me that's because of a fairly new drug he uses during surgery called Exparol.
We showed that at 3 days, patients with Exparol block took on average about 9 less pain pills, which if you hear 9 less pain pills, you don't think that's a lot.
But Badman says it takes just 8 days for someone to become addicted to opioids. So 9 pills is significant to about 3 days without the drug.
I think it's huge. I mean, it's something we as clinicians, we need to do our part, because I think we partly contributed to some of the crisis that we're currently experiencing, and so we as physicians need to do something to lessen that burden.
As for Martin, he says he's glad his surgeon is working to ease the opioid crisis.
I think it's awesome. I mean, I think it's great to definitely help for the overuse, people getting addicted to these drugs. With the medicine they used for me during the surgery, I mean, this is a good way to combat that and start knocking out the drug use.
Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, WRTV.
Our dry stretch lasts a few days longer. We'll talk about the timing of rain over the weekend coming up.
The city of New Orleans is making plans for a drastically different Mardi Gras celebration in February. This celebration has not been completely canceled, but the city says it will not be the same because of COVID. The city's website says parades will not be allowed, but the Bourbon Street Entertainment District will be open, subject to local COVID guidelines.
Director Judd Apatow wants something funny to come out of the pandemic. The filmmaker partnered with Netflix to create a comedy that takes place during the pandemic. The plot follows a group of actors and actresses stuck inside a pandemic bubble at a hotel trying to finish a movie. It's not yet known who will star in the movie. What is known, Netflix is fast-tracking production on this.
Well, we'll fast-track cooler temperatures. That means here and then gone by the time we get to Thursday. That's the good news. 3 C's in the forecast tonight: clear, calm, and cold. I wrote all 3 down. That way I wouldn't forget one of them. Dry stretch until Sunday, most likely. We could have a couple showers around Saturday, but I think for most of us it'll be Sunday. Wind is around tomorrow as well, but will be stronger on Thursday with gusts 30 to 40 miles per hour. Temperatures where the wind is calm, the temperature is the coldest. 31 in Bloomington, 32 in Terre Haute. Temperatures northern Indiana, the wind's still up 5 to 10 miles per hour, so that's prevented the coldest air settling to the ground. That will happen though, and by morning we'll all be united in the middle 20s, if not a degree or two colder in a few spots. Let's start talking about your Wednesday. Temperatures move into the upper 40s north of Indy, but I think lower 50s from Indianapolis to the south. Temperatures have been really stretching out from morning low to afternoon high. No reason that doesn't happen tomorrow with the sunshine and a strengthening south wind. We'll trade in the cold northwest wind for a south wind, and that'll go to work. There's your wind tomorrow afternoon, gusting over 20 miles per hour, as we mentioned, drawing in the above average temperatures. As you look at these forecast highs, average this time of year now in the lower 50s. Winds are stronger on Thursday. Again, gusting 30 to 40 miles per hour through the afternoon hours. Temperatures jump into the 60s. As you look at Saturday and Sunday, temperatures are still in the 60s. The chance for rain increases Sunday, especially in the afternoon and the evening hours. That will open the door briefly for colder temperatures to arrive. Temperatures will be in the 50s and then 40s after the front. There's your rainfall potential. Another soaking rain across much of the state. Monday we're drying out, 50 for the high. Tuesday temperatures 46. Call that very cool, certainly below average for this time of the year. The low temperatures from tomorrow morning's 25 to a 50-degree low temperature as we get to Sunday morning. Sunday is the best chance for rain in the forecast. Notice we're down to 46 for a high by Tuesday. Looking beyond the 7-day forecast, though, into early December, above average temperatures return, but notice by then the averages are in the middle to upper 40s and will be on the edge then of below average rainfall, or should I say precipitation. Of course, we do average some measurable snow during the month of November, just none in sight so far.
All right, thank you, Kevin. Haircuts and trips to the salon are something many of us took for granted before the pandemic. As cases surge once again across the country, nursing homes are trying to make sure seniors can still get haircuts by hiring nurses who are also stylists. Chris Conte shows us how it's helping people manage the pressure.
The virus has seniors trapped, stuck inside for their own safety. But even there, it manages to find a way in.
It's causing a lot of depression. The staff, too.
Tanya Dubois is the director of nursing for the Hillsborough County Nursing Home in Goffstown, New Hampshire, where at one point, back in May, 150 residents were infected with COVID. They lost 50 people.
What people had to see. It was very hard. These people these red staff members stayed and they held their hands and they stayed with these people. They never died alone. They stayed with them the whole time.
It's been hard keeping the virus out. Only 2 people here now have COVID. But in this and other nursing homes across the country, visitors are being kept out because of a new surge in cases.
A lot of them don't get to talk to anybody all day. Some have families, some don't.
Tammy Richard is also a nurse here. She noticed how depressed residents were getting during the spring without haircuts. Because of COVID, the beauty parlor had to be shut down. So Tammy, who's also a cosmetologist, decided to take her show on the road, or at least down the hallway. They found a way to do trims and cuts and colors safely, just one patient's room at a time.
The touching, it's just touching and talking to somebody, you know, for an hour that I might be with them or a half hour, it doesn't matter. They love getting their hair done. Oh, I just want them to feel comfortable and relaxed and happy.
With residents here cut off from the outside world, a simple cut is doing wonders for these seniors' mental health. Because Tammy is also a licensed nursing assistant, she's considered essential. She can check residents' vital signs while at the same time taking a little more off the top. Nursing homes nationwide are adopting similar ideas.
They don't have a lot of choices, you know, so getting to have their hair done, you know, and telling me what they want, it just makes them feel good.
It makes them not feel as depressed. It makes them have a different level of comfort. It makes them feel normal again.
Not only is she keeping seniors looking young, she's helping them stay young at heart.
Just bring a little happiness to their lives and make them smile. And it means a lot.
In Goffstown, New Hampshire, I'm Chris Conte.
The WRTV Toy Drive is happening now. This is our 20th year of helping to make sure that every child has a new toy this holiday season. Because of the pandemic, we will not be collecting toys here at our station, but we are taking your donations of new unwrapped toys at any Central Indiana U-Store location. You can also make a financial donation at WRTV.com/Toy Drive.
And here's a chance for you to show your appreciation to those making education possible during the pandemic. Hallmark is giving away 1 million thank you cards for teachers, administrators, coaches, and staff. The cards will come in packs of 3 and will include a color it yourself Crayola card that reads, "You make the world a better place." If you're interested in the free cards, act fast. They are available on a first come, first served basis on Hallmark's website.
How about that? A quick 1 million cards will go quickly. Sunny again tomorrow. That breeze, though, out of the southwest. I call it a breeze. It'll gust over 20. We'll save windy for Thursday when we'll have gusts over 40. 51, the magic number tomorrow, guys. We do get warmer.
All right, that breeze, though. All right, thanks, Kevin, for that. And thank you for joining us for WRTV News at 7 o'clock. We hope to see you back here tonight at 11. Have a great evening.